All right, we're going to walk through the baseball journal. This started in 2017, so freshman year of college at the University of New Haven, Division II. I remember exactly when I started this journal. I went to see Jose Alegria, who's now the GM of the CT Mets in North Brantford at the Sportsplex. And I just started writing all of these things that we talked about down. And it seems really like silly how simple it was, but this is when I first invested all of my time into baseball. So I was a three-sport athlete, and then I finally started just investing all of my time into baseball. And these were like all my thoughts. I just had to get them out. We were in finals, and I was sitting in the batting cage for hours at a time trying to figure everything out like it was a math problem, and it was going to be easy. Once I figured it out, I would have been all set. So focusing on the weight shifts, staying level, not diving the head. You can read it. Just a lot of like internal mechanical cues and a lot of if I was looking back at this now, like a lot of negative comments, not flying open, not dropping the hands, right? Feet quiet, head quiet, not wrapping the bat. And that was just a lot of confusion in my head. And then to kind of figure it out later down the road, and to be able to go look at this and see how I simplify it now is it's pretty cool to look back at. But moving into hitting thoughts and approach, positive thoughts only, confidence, commitment, concentration. Think about breathing, calm the body down, slow it down. Sit on the back leg, stay liners over shortstop, and I remember saying that so many times, liner over the shortstop, liner over the shortstop. That's where I want it to be. So we'll get into the summer 2017. That's Geneva, New York, Perfect Game League. Counting drill, so like doing a 4 count, like a hover drill with a 4 count, a 2 count, letting the ball travel as deep as possible. 0 strikes, 1 strike. This summer I tried to learn how to swing and miss. So I stopped trying to make like weak contact and no strike or 1 strike counts. And again, you'll see the negativity. Don't chase. Don't swing if it's not the right pitch. Don't force it, right? Stay short. Hit the ball hard, but not over the fence. No extra movement. Like those things I think really confused me at the time. 50 to 75 swings, like starting to work on workload a little bit there. Winter 2017-2018. So we were the best team in the country, nationally ranked. I'm leading off. I set the school record for walks in a single season this year and hit by pitches. On base machine. I hit like 270, but I had like a 430 on base. Working through staying tall. This is when I started obsessing about staying loose, staying smooth, being visually appealing and aesthetically appealing. For the first time, I was just obsessing over it. My swing looks completely different then than it did at any other time in my career because I was just trying to find any way to make it look better. Then going into spring 2018, this was the year that I was starting to look at potential draft picks. Draft prospect. Had a good spring. I was a junior. And then summer 2018, this is this is after I didn't get signed. I was notorious for like taking pitches that were taking pitches that were super close to the strike zone and it getting called a strike, and like I would get mad at myself because I wouldn't swing because just naturally I was taking, and I didn't know why. I talked to a lot of players about this earlier in my coaching career of like we call it window shopping, like you just can't pull the trigger. And there's no one solution for it, but I think it has something to do with like not feeling threatened in your environment enough to the point where you feel like you need to swing, like you feel comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. And I always did, so it was a benefit. But fall 2018, this is my senior year now. Talking about backspinning baseballs. So soft, quiet, but explosive, short, compact. Like I'm always going to go back to that. Hit through the ball, routine for the day. Winter 2018, 2019. I'm sorry, this would be junior year. Loading the scap, yes, I'm experimenting a little bit with this stuff. Loading the hip, shoulder angle pre-swing. I was working with my buddy George Pappas on setting the shoulder down before I swung to help find some tension. Just like the smallest little cues, like anything I could find in the cage that was a cool feel, I was trying to do it. And now I look back at it and I think there was a lot of wasted time there where it could have just been figured out or talked about if I had somebody that knew what they were talking about and that I trusted to that extent. Sticking with your approach. You're the man. You deserve to be the best because you are the best. Go time. It's time to nut up or shut up. Nick Raposo was a big influence on this. Like he talks a lot with that conviction, and I really appreciate him there. Don't let the fear keep you from enjoying the greatness of the game. EFAR, I forget what that acronym stands for now. Everything happens for a reason. There you go. I will be better. I will be better at the plate for my team. I promise my life. I want to be in fucking attack mode. Like that's the mindset that we had to have. I was taking too many pitches. I'm too passive at the plate. We were having a really tough spring this year, worst year in school history, right after the best year in school history. And then I headed to the NECBL to compete in one of the most important summers of my life. Draft prospects, talking about the draft, and competing in the NECBL against a lot of power forward freshmen. Pulling the scaps back, loose wrist, early zone. I'm really comfortable in my approach here at this point. I'm a senior. I'm a veteran. I'm on the draft board. Like, I know scouts are watching. My coaches are looking out for me. And we start to get into some more things that you're hearing nowadays, right? Staying stacked over the back hip, keeping the hinge parallel, keep it simple, stupid, tighten your turn, do less, tap it with the upper body. Could be big as long as you're on time, stay back. Summer 2020, this is my first, I guess I'm not in pro ball yet. I got signed, but I was just kind of practicing on my own. Talking about a bat tip, keeping the hands level, hips fire first, cocking both the wrists, and kind of thinking of that like frisbee or serve the pizza feel. Wanting to get into more mental training, and then working into that first fall of my pro career, talking like Mookie Betts feels, hitting the ball with the back shoulder and turning, holding the stretch while you identify, keeping the shoulders down, split grip, be okay with being compact. And then spring 2021, I'm in pro ball, struggling a lot, having a really hard time even logging thoughts. I wanted to do some visualization, but Freddie Freeman, this is probably my peak right here. This right here was spring training my first year. I was doing great, and then I got sent straight to high A, and I got culture shocked and got absolutely lit up. So working through it, just trying to do less, and I think it's like that movie quote, right? What's the movie? When they're on the surfboard, he says, do less, and the dude just lays there, and he says, well, you got to do something. That was me. I got to the point where I was literally doing nothing, and I think that a lot of parents will talk to me about like they want their kid to do less and like not work so hard, and I really I can admire the guys who put forth their best effort. I think they're going to be successful in life because of that beyond just the baseball field. Spring 2022, really trying to buy into what the Cardinals had going on, pulling the ball in the air. I did increase my pull percentage, and I really just wanted to kind of like capitalize on those at-bats where I wasn't hot, staying locked in. I have some defense on here, some more defense, some base running. I was a pretty bad base runner, so I don't know if I'd listen to it. I could run fast. I was good first to home, first to third. Stealing bases was not my strong suit. And then baseball in general, have fun, slow the game down, remember to take deep breaths. So it's cool to look back and reflect on this, but I wanted to share it with you guys in case anything did kind of spark your interest and relate to you. So hope that helps. If you guys need anything, shoot me a DM. Would love to talk more about it.